everyone, it's just Katie. Welcome back or welcome to the channel if you're new. Today's video is going to be quite exciting because it's a little Q&A. So I asked you guys over on my Instagram to ask me any questions you wanted to know about me for quite some time, and let me tell you, I've gotten quite a few. So I have my iPad right here and let's get on with the questions. So the first question is, who inspires you? I feel like a lot of people inspire me. For example, my parents inspire me, but they both inspire me for different reasons. Like, my mum inspires me because she's extremely hardworking, and my dad inspires me because he's really funny. He's like the funniest person on the planet. There's not one thing he says that makes me crack up. And I just aspire to be both of them, really. I inspire to be hardworking, but also someone who knows to have a good time and who's really funny. And I feel like my parents are both of that. Other people who inspire me are definitely the people on my Instagram page, like the people I follow and the people I see on my Instagram page all the time, because we all go through the same experiences and I feel like I can really connect with all of that. We're all quite similar to each other, but we also have a few differences. We're different in the ways that we go through experiences, and we're different in the ways that we handle those experiences. Even if those experiences are quite similar to yours, the way you handle them and the way you go through them are quite different. And one thing my Instagram followers have always taught me is to always keep my head up high and to never give up. And those are just the type of people I inspire to be like in life, you know, because they're all so determined and they all know what they want and how to get it. And those are the type of people I want to be. So the next question is, what's been your proudest moment so far? And I feel like that's quite a difficult question to answer just because I've had many proud moments in my life. But if I were to narrow it down to two, then it would have to be winning Pride in Manchester and going on Dragon's Den. Because the thing is with Dragon's Den is that it was actually televised on national TV and it was on the BBC, which is extremely popular, and I got to model my sticks in front of the dragons, which I was so afraid of, and it was just an amazing experience throughout. And get this, I was doing an exam once. It was an English literature exam, and after the exam one of the invigilators came up to me and said, "I think I've seen you on TV." And I'm like, "Oh, have you?" And then she was like, "Yeah, I was just flicking through the channels and I think I saw you on Dragon's Den, was that you?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's me." That was such a weird moment because even the invigilator saw me on TV and she was just flicking the channels looking for something to watch, and little old me just happened to be there on that exact moment, so that was crazy. I'm incredibly proud of Pride in Manchester as well, just because it's so unexpected. You don't expect that sort of stuff to happen to anybody, let alone a 13-year-old. And I was just so surprised and excited that I got to meet Karim in person. Like, I got to meet his actual public image and I got to breathe the same air as him. And I got a video message of Little Mix as well, which I was so excited and shocked by. It's just really unexpected because the thing is with Pride of Manchester is that it's quite a big thing. So there were a lot of people who were nominated, and to have little old me from Manchester, just 13, to have won it was absolutely surreal, and I'm just incredibly grateful for everybody who nominated me because it honestly meant the world that I got to have my dream come true and meet Karim and get that video message of Little Mix, and it's just something I'll never forget for as long as I live. Okay, so the next question is, I have CP myself and I don't let it stop me in any way. What's your favourite thing about having CP? Okay, so first of all, I am so happy that you don't let your CP get in the way of your life. And second of all, my favourite thing about my CP is probably the amount of adventures that I get to go on and the amount of things I get to experience. Like, for example, I won Pride of Manchester, I went on Dragon's Den, I do modelling and catwalking. All of those mini experiences are my favourite thing about it, because if it wasn't for my CP, then I would not get those experiences, and I'm very grateful about that. I also like the fact that I'm able to create a difference because of the stuff I do and because of my Instagram page. Like, all I want is for, so say metaphorically of course, that you were an ableist person. Thank goodness you're not, but metaphorically. Let's say you fought very strongly against disabled people and you happened to stumble across my Instagram account. You had a look at some pictures and you had a look at some posts and you thought, oh wait, maybe disabled people aren't that bad after all. That is what I want. That is what I want. I want ableist people to turn non-ableist. And I feel like if that happens, then the world will become a much better place, because we'll be able to express ourselves out a lot more, and we won't need to worry about having to be scared or insecure about disabilities, because they won't matter if people are non-ableist. So the next question is, what is your favourite colour of sticks that you have? And I'm going to be honest with you, I only have two, because we're not counting the NHS sticks because they're grey and boring. I only have 2 pairs of actual colourful sticks. I know, I really should get more. And the colours I have are white and purple, and I obviously have to go along with the purple just because I feel like it represents me now. Like, the colour represents me and it's my favourite colour, and whenever the sticks light up, like, it lights up purple and it looks just really nice and magical. But I also really like the white ones too, because they kind of remind me of Christmas. Like, if it were Christmas, I would walk around with my white sticks because it kind of just goes in with the atmosphere. But I really like both of my sticks. I need to get some more. I'm hoping of getting some more for college, because I got my purple sticks because A, it was my favourite colour, and B, because I had a purple blazer and purple sticks would go extremely well with a purple blazer, obviously. But I need to get a new pair of sticks, something that would be kind of like natural, and like, because in college you don't wear uniform, so I need this everyday sort of sticks. The next question is, what are your plans for the summer? And normally for me, summer isn't that big of a deal. Normally I would probably hang out with my friends once in a while and just watch Netflix really. But I feel like because I'm starting college in September, actually it's 3 weeks until results day by the time I'm filming this. Nervous! Because I start college in September, it might be just a little bit different, just because I need to get stuff ready, I need to get college equipment ready, I need to get outfits, because obviously I want to look good for college, and I still need to speak to the college about what I want to do and if they have any alternative to what I want to do. If you're confused, then my last video explains a lot. But after that, hopefully I'll be able to still hang out with my friends and just get prepared and ready for college, because college will probably be like the biggest journey of my entire life. I honestly cannot wait for it. I'm so excited. So the next question is, what's your favourite item of clothing you own? And the thing is about me is that I am not a fashionista. Honestly, I'm not like my mum. My mum, she can mix and match clothes and she can make them look cute. I'm not like that. I just normally wear a t-shirt and leggings or a hoodie 99% of the time. But I like this question because I can actually show you the wardrobe. This is the wardrobe here. Let me show you. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dogs and cats, I present to you my very untidy, very uneven wardrobe. Now you might be wondering, Katie, what the heck is this? I thought you were perfect and tidy throughout. Well, I'm sorry to break it to you, dear viewer, but you might be terribly wrong about that, because does this look perfect to you? Does it look tidy? No, it does not. It looks like an absolute mess, even though I literally cleaned it last week, and half of these clothes I can't even wear unless it's a particular season, like these little selection of summer clothes. Do you think anybody would be caught dead in a stripy blue and white dress in the middle of winter? No, they wouldn't, because they're not a lunatic. So normally my summer clothes are just stashed away until the next summer, but you know what, we're very patient here, and already got a wide selection of clothes here. For example, it starts off as the jackets, and this jacket is a particular favourite of mine, even though it's probably a bit too small for me now. I can never bring myself to throw it away, just because it has this lovely picture of a flower on it. But I can't throw it away just because of how beautiful that flower is. Like, literally, you would want to buy that if you were my age and it was fit for an 11-year-old. But we go into the hoodies, and then it's the jumpers, and then it's the leggings. And I absolutely love this t-shirt because it's Stranger Things. It's 11 herself. My mum bought me this like 2 years ago and it still fits me. Proves to you that I've not grown an inch. But it goes into the t-shirts, and then it goes into all of the summer stuff that I can't wear until next year. So I feel like my favourite item of clothing definitely has to be the Great Manchester Run t-shirt that I wore on the day back in 2018. Feels like yesterday, even though it was a few years ago now. And I absolutely love this t-shirt just because it brings back so many memories, and it's just like a trip going down memory lane every single time that I look at it, and it just reminds me of all the great stuff that I achieved that day. This is the back. I absolutely love the back, and this is me. That was a lyric from The Greatest Showman because that is my favourite Greatest Showman song because it's absolutely amazing. It makes me cry, and it's still got the candidate number on and everything, and I just love this t-shirt so much. I will never ever ever throw it away for as long as I live. So the next few questions are quite literally the same. They are, do you wish you didn't have CP, and if you could take away your disability, would you? And no, I wouldn't take away my disability. And you might be wondering, Katie, why wouldn't you do that? You'd be able to do whatever you wanted. And fair enough, yeah, but I feel like if some random person came up to me saying, here's the cure for cerebral palsy, I would refuse to take it because cerebral palsy is part of me and it's a part of who I am now. And it took me ages to actually accept that, and now that I have, I honestly couldn't live without it, because if it wasn't for my CP, I wouldn't be able to have the most amazing experiences. I wouldn't be able to have the platform that I have now. I wouldn't have even been making this YouTube video probably, and that's all thanks to my cerebral palsy. So no, I wouldn't take it away. Fair enough, I would get treated more, like in respect, but so I feel like if there was a cure and I took it, I wouldn't be the same old Katie as I am now. So I don't think it's really that worth it, and I'm not ashamed of my CP anymore. I'm proud of it actually, because it's made me experience the most amazing things. So sorry to break it to you ableist people out there, but no, I wouldn't want to get rid of it because my CP is what makes me me. Next question on the agenda is, do you want children and to get married one day? And yes, I do, because I've always been in love with having a little family of my own. I would like to have 2 kids, a boy and a girl, so it's equal. And I do want to get married because in movies you see it and it's absolutely magical. Like for example, in Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 1, Bella and Edward's wedding looks like the prettiest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like if my wedding isn't like Bella and Edward's, then I will officially sue. But it's not just that, it's just the fact of like, you get to wear a nice white dress, and you get to have your dad on your arm, and your mum the maid of honour, whatever. It's just the thought of that, and you become a lot closer to your partner, I think. But for me, I would want to live my life first. My mum always tells me to live my life before you go off and have kids or get married, because once you have kids, your whole life evolves around them and you hardly have any time for yourself anymore. So I just want to live my life and like explore the world. I've always wanted to travel the world, like go to all the places I've been missing, especially New York. And I feel like it would be a lot more harder to do that with kids, but one day I'll be ready to settle down and have kids. But at marriage, I'm not really fussed about that, because it's not as like, I mean it is extreme, but it's not as extreme as having 2 children. I'd probably be married at like 26. Alright, let's put a bet to that. I will hopefully be married at 26. Also, I think my parents would want to be grandparents, wouldn't they? They'd probably spoil my children silly, just like my granddad does. The next question is, do you ever feel anxious to go out in public knowing you'll be seen differently? Bestie Ebs. Ebony, I knew you'd make an appearance on this channel eventually. And answering to your question, yeah, I suppose I do feel a bit anxious when I go out in public, because the thing is, I don't want to be seen differently, but to public's eye, yeah, I guess I'm seen differently, you know. Like, in today's society, I suppose if you were to see someone with a twisted leg and crutches, that would not be considered normal, and that would be considered different, you know, considering the amount of stares I get. And it's irritating that we're considered different just because we're disabled, when we're all technically the same, and there's nothing wrong with being different. It's just how society thinks we're different. But even though it does make me anxious because of the staring and the judgment, I know I'll have you by my side, Ebony, don't you worry. Ebony is one of my best friends. She's my next door neighbour, so we go out quite a lot, and she understands that, yeah, I might be seen differently by the public, and she gets really irritated by that. Like, if someone were to stare at me, she'd notice, and she would literally look like she'd want to punch them in the face. And that's what I like about Ebony. And I know you'll be watching this because you told me you'll be watching this, so hi Ebony. So the next question is, who was your favourite teacher / assistant at school and why? So my favourite teacher was most definitely my French teacher. Not going to say his name because I don't have his permission, but he was the most funniest person in the entire school. Like, if I were to walk in French, like really upset, I would be walking out of French with tears in my eyes because he was that funny. And he just knew how to have a nice time, he knew how to take a laugh. And the thing is about our French class is that we kind of acted like 3-year-olds instead of 15 to 16-year-old young adults. Anyone in my French class watching this, you will know what I mean. And the stuff we say just sounds so ridiculous. So in year 10, he decided to write down any quotes that he thought was absolutely ridiculous and put them into a little booklet for us to read when we finished year 11. And it was like a competition then. Like, we all begged and pleaded to be on that board just because we wanted to be in the booklet. And, you know, for example, one of my friends, they said something silly like, I am a llama, and he put that on the board, and that is in the booklet. So if you were to just say something as silly and as stupid as that, then he used to just put it on the board. And last day of year 11, I gave him a card, and in that card it had my email because I promised him a year ago in year 10, if I ever go to Paris, I will promise to email you and tell you about all the experiences I had there, because he knew how obsessed I was with going to France. He was more excited for me to go to France than I was to go to France probably, and I just still have his email just in case I ever do go to Paris one day, so I can document it all to him. So my favourite teacher assistant, well, he wasn't a teacher assistant to me, he was honestly one of my friends, just because of how close we were, and he used to tell me everything about his life and I used to do the same. He used to tell me stuff about how he used to go to Wales, or how he did mountain biking, or how he went to that one concert that was on last week, and he used to show me these amazing pictures, and they had the best quality, and there was not 1 second where I cried laughing with him in maths. Because he was so incredibly funny, and he used to do the randomest things as well. Like, I get quite distracted in maths just because I don't like the subject, so I got quite distracted, and he was quite literally my only entertainment. So I used to do random stuff, like I used to try and draw him in that practice maths test that we did, and he would try and draw me, and it was so funny. And he was just really, really nice. I used to make fun of him all the time, and I was like, sir, why are you going on Scrabble? That's like a grandma's game. No hate to people who go on Scrabble. I found it incredibly boring when I tried it. So I used to make fun of him for that, but in like a joking way. And it was the same with chess, because I cannot get chess. I will never get chess. And I was like, sir, how can you play chess? Because it's absolutely boring. And what did he say to me? He said, well, at least I don't spend 99% of my time on Snapchat. I mean, he has a point, but still. And I burst into tears on my last day. I honestly gave him a hug. I was like, I'm gonna visit you, you've got my email so you can email me whenever. And I do miss him very, very much because he mostly just acts like a student instead of a teacher assistant, which is what I liked about him, because some teacher assistants are just there to get the job done. He wasn't. He was there to actually connect with the students and, you know, get to know them. And I remember always joking with him saying, how the heck did they let you through those doors? You're so mean to me. One time I drew a picture of my family. I think it was like a spring card or whatever. I am not the best drawer, so I drew them, and then I kind of coloured the t-shirts in red, and he said, why are they all wearing Man United kits? And I couldn't stop laughing for ages. It was so funny, like the most, I don't know how he comes up with the stuff he says, but it was honestly so funny. And the next question is, who is your favourite sibling? Lol. Oh, so we're going there. I already know who said that, which sibling of mine said that. We're going there now. So, after some careful thinking, I have finally decided on who my favourite sibling is. So, my favourite sibling, who I love so dearly, obviously has to be. Next question is, where do you buy all your clothes? Literally, honest to God, all of my clothes, every single one of my clothes in there that you saw before, Primark, because it's so cheap and the clothes are absolutely amazing. All of my friends absolutely love Primark. One of my best friends could literally live in Primark if she wanted to. But it's quite affordable and all the clothes are really pretty, so it's always just there, isn't it? The next question is, where do you see yourself in 10 years? Well, I will be 26 then, so hopefully I will be an actress. I'll have acted in some movies and TV shows, even a TV presenter. That would have been amazing. And hopefully I'll have gone to New York and Paris like I've always wanted. And hopefully I stay in contact with my friends. Hopefully I'll have made some absolutely amazing dear friends. And I also hope that I carry on with my social media platform and all of the stuff I do currently, because imagine me scrolling all the way down to my first Instagram post and it says posted 10 years ago. Oh my god, that would be crazy. And hopefully I'll just live my life to the fullest, really. Okay, because this is turning into an absolute documentary, this is going to be the second to last question. And if you stuck around this far, then I absolutely love you. The second to last question is, how's your health now? In my opinion, my health is doing alright. I don't think it's been the best that it's actually been, because recently I went to a doctor's appointment. They kind of did a few exercises on my legs and they noticed that my hamstrings have been getting incredibly tight, mainly because I don't really like doing my physio. I don't like physio. Physio tires me out, it's boring. I always feel like it wastes my time. I just found it boring, really. But the person suggested to me that I should do only 10 minutes worth of stretches, and because it's only 10 minutes, I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. And he mainly said the reason that it's tight is kind of because I'm not doing my physio, but also because, you know, I'm growing and like, he just said I was growing, really. But I agreed to do physio for 10 minutes a day, just stretches. And I do that. I have been consistent with that because I want my hamstrings to get looser, you know, because I want to still be able to walk, and I've noticed recently it's been a lot harder to walk, so I'm hopefully going to do a lot more exercises and hopefully it will make my hamstrings looser. The last question is by my dear friend who's actually going to college with me. So hi there, you're in this video, look at you. He said, if you didn't have cerebral palsy, I don't know how to spell it, what's the one thing you'd want to do? So, number one, don't worry about not being able to spell cerebral palsy, because it took me years to actually be able to spell cerebral, let alone palsy. But if you would like to spell it, it is CERBRALPALSY. And what's the one thing you'd want to do? Probably ride a bike, because I don't know how to ride a bike. Literally all my friends know how to ride a bike and I don't know how to ride a bike. I have wanted to ride my own bike for so long, but I haven't been able to do it due to my cerebral palsy. And I just love the feeling of like whizzing around on a bike, feel the wind blowing between your hair, and it's like something I've always wanted to do. So if I didn't have cerebral palsy, then I would most definitely want to ride a bike with my friends, because normally when I went out with my friends, they used to go on a bike and I used to have to walk, and it used to be very irritating having to try and run after them whilst they just whizzed on a bike, and I so wished I could go on a bike with them. But I know what is to be is to be. But if I didn't have cerebral palsy, then that is what I would want to do most. Anyway guys, that's going to be the end of today's video. I know it's quite a long one, I am so sorry, but I hope it has covered everything you need to know about me, and I hope you guys have enjoyed learning a lot more about me, as I have of you, because I've learned that you guys are quite curious. Feel free to subscribe, as that really helps me out, and feel free to like this video, as it lets me know that you guys liked it and that I should do it again in the future. All my socials are down below in the description, and any info you want to know about me, and I shall see you in the next video. Love you guys lots. See you soon.